12th graders, what's up? It's September 29th. It is only 2 weeks really left in the trimester, so you need to really buckle in. You've got summative due tomorrow. We are going to be assigned or start working on towards your next summative beginning this week, starting today. What is your spirit animal and why? That is your attendance question. Go ahead. And our agenda for the day, I'm going to take a moment and do the ACT daily tip, how to bubble. There's strategy involved. We have the ACT coming up next week. I believe it's on Tuesday. Yeah, next Tuesday. So I'm going to give you a couple more strategies and tips to think about as you approach that. 2 new vocabulary words. We have an article that's going to look at language and how powerful it can really be in our lives. It's only a page, maybe a page and a half. I'll give you some directions for annotating that and a reflection question that will help you explore language, because that's what we're going to be doing with in our short stories unit, looking at author choice, how they use the language very precisely. So we've got some activities involved with that. If we do have time, or if you have time at home, you're welcome to finish up your project. It is due tomorrow. I posted a resource in Schoology today, so take a look. I had maybe just two students having trouble figuring out how to add voice to your presentation. That is an aspect. This is covering your speech state requirement. So check out those resources. I think that clarified it for everyone else. You need to have your presentation up on your iPad and then explaining it through your oral presentation. ACT is on October 6th. Your tips for bubbling. Choose a letter of the day. So again, there is no penalty for wrong answers on the ACT. I'm just going to highlight this. Because there are no penalties for wrong answers, you better make sure you bubble all of the bubbles. And it says that a tip is just pick a consistent letter combination. For example, just alternate between A and F. True. So, or C and H. If you're consistent, you're more likely to pick up some points rather than just randomly getting the wrong answers. If you're consistently picking up A, some of them are probably going to be A. So that's a tip from Princeton. Other than that, forget the right answer, find the wrong ones. Process of elimination, as because multiple choice tests give you the correct answer, make sure you eliminate and cross off the ones you pretty sure are not accurate. So you increase your odds and percentage of randomly or guessing the right answer. So use statistics to your advantage. And then lastly, if you're worried about accidentally filling in the wrong bubble as you're rushing, you're panicking, a tip is to work a page at a time and bubble on your circle your answers right on the booklet. So one strategy is to do 1 page at a time in your booklet, and then as you finish, transfer it over at the same time so that you're not losing place, you're not wasting time trying to figure out where your last bubble was. So answer on your booklet and then transfer the answers onto your bubble sheet so you're not wasting time in trying to locate where you were last. Okay, 12th graders, your 2 vocabulary words. One is benevolent, well-meaning and kindly. The benevolent pastor helped the poor in the community. And then ephemeral. That's lasting a very short time. Some people describe life as an ephemeral experience. It's so brief and fleeting, but many things can be described as ephemeral. The memories from your childhood are ephemeral and sweet. All right. In Schoology, there is an assignment called The Power of Words. I believe it's dated 9/29. The directions are pretty clear. Annotate article in the way the directions ask you to, and then it afterwards asks you to respond to a reflection question at the top. So we're looking at language. We're looking at how authors are very specific with the words they choose, with the literary devices and the figurative language they use. This is just going to help you hopefully appreciate how words can have a positive impact. And then it asks you, why would authors choose to use language that's negative? if they have such power for good, why do they sometimes choose to highlight really negative and terrible experiences their characters have? So it's hopefully asking you to challenge your assumptions about what authors are doing with their storytelling. All right, this next one, this last activity is going to be hopefully a lot of review. I have the directions here. I go over several different literary terms. I have an example, foreshadowing. We look at characterization, repetition in words, mood and tone. What words can help us understand what mood and tone are? What are mood and tone? Word choice or diction, structure, formatting, pacing, so action, cliffhangers, dialogue, word choice, figurative language, and then dialogue more broadly. All right, the directions for this activity. This slideshow is downloaded as a PDF in this assignment, so you're going to need to open that PDF with all of these slides in here, and then follow these directions. Listen, my students here on B-Day in person, or read for virtual students to my explanations for each literary term. Then do two things in the provided word splash document. So today's assignment has two documents. It has today's slideshow with all of these terms, and then there's a separate word splash document with space. It has the names of all these terms, so foreshadowing, setting, characterization. Has space provided. The definitions are not on your word splash document. What you need to do is next to each term's label or name, define it using your own words. What makes sense to you? How will you remember these terms? So by making connections to these definitions, you're going to extend your potential for long-term memory. And same with this other activity. The second action item is find an image or symbol and place it next to the term and your definition. So in two ways, spatially and in your own monologue or inner conversation in developing language and words, you're making connections to these definitions, and you're going to be establishing better appreciation for these terms and better mastery. So that's it. That's your assignment. Any work time after that is spent on reviewing, making sure you have your audio recorded on your presentations. Be thoughtful. That is a big summative. We're only going to have one more coming up this trimester. So be awesome, 12th grade.